Hey, I'm Amanda Reifer, and I'm here with Spell Magazine, and I heard they got some questions for me, so let's get into it.
If we opened your handbag right now, what would we find in it?
Right now, you're definitely gonna find about 3 tubes of Fenty lip gloss. The clear one, that's my favorite. Like, clear gloss, that's from secondary school days. I need it. I basically eat it. I consume it, okay? What else is in there right now? Just some little extra jewelry, definitely chains. I'm a big fan of chains. Some makeup, some hair accessories, but that's pretty much it, yeah.
How do you know when an album is finally ready to release?
I don't know. Yeah, I think when it's out, that's when you know? My album has been ready to release now for a long time. So to be honest, you do know when. I think it's when the music, when you listen to it, you hear nothing you would want to change about it anymore. It's been about 4 years since I wrote my album, and we've been in this long process of clearing and getting things ready to finally come out. So I definitely know my album's ready to be released, but I think it's a hard thing for artists, especially when you really care about the craft, and you really need to take the time to make sure that you delivered it to how you intended, you know? And for me, that indicator was when it just clicked. It just felt complete, and there was nothing I would change about it, you know, in here.
If you could rate anyone's wardrobe for a day, whose would it be?
You know what? Ayo Edeberry's style is crazy. Like, I love her fashion. Miss Lauryn Hill, and Rihanna. I mean, I'm gonna say those are my 3 right now, and they probably won't change for a while. Fire.
What was the last thing you Googled?
The last thing I Googled. Am I allowed to check my phone? Because I actually can't even remember the last thing I Googled. My brain is like a goldfish. Let's see, hold on. That phone's not working. Sorry, let me try this phone. Oh, the last, so the last thing I Googled was how to trademark a phrase. I had a phrase in my head, and it's an idea, so I just wanted to know how to trademark it. That's the last thing I Googled. I'm not gonna tell you what else I Googled. A girl's gotta have her secrets, okay? But how to trademark a phrase, that's the last thing I Googled.
What was the first record you ever bought?
The first record I ever bought, my sister got it for me, and it was a Eve album, Scorpion, I think. And I was young, and she got it for me. She snuck it for me because it was the explicit version, right? But I loved it so much, and I would go and I would like learn all the lyrics and be cussing under the table, you know. I think that was my own first personal album. That, and then I think second, I think I took my sister's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, Miseducation album, but Eve was the first one.
And you've got such an amazing, distinctive style about you.
Thank you.
Is there a meaning behind it?
Yeah, I actually just made a video about this. So this here is inspired by Barbadian heritage. So in Barbados, we have a group of women called the Mobby women historically. And these women basically used to have their livelihood on top of their head, which is pretty common in African and Caribbean culture. And so Mobby is a traditional drink made from the bark of a tree. And these women used to carry these huge canisters, like heavy, full of this drink, and that's how they provided for themselves and their families. But what's amazing about Mobby women is with these heavy canisters, they were known to be super charismatic and graceful, and they used to balance this very physically burdensome weight on top of their head and go through the towns and the beaches, and everyone loved them for their energy, their charm, and their presence, and their poise. And so that's the inspiration behind the hair, and it's my ode and my way of honoring that part of my heritage and kind of just acknowledging these women who came before me in my history.
Is there any hair and beauty routine tips from childhood that you still keep up to date?
Less is more. In terms of skin health, and a lot of that comes from just like insight and letting your skin breathe, and you know, taking care of it with not as many chemicals as you think you might need. Sometimes it's just about keeping it simple, you know? And so I try and keep that simple with my skincare, using oils and aloe sometimes, and just easy. And then when it comes to beauty, I still lean on less is more. I like to see people's faces as they are, even if they have like, you know, some extra, sure, like you want to look like glam, that's nice, but I like people to still look like themselves through whatever it is that you're doing. And I think that when you look like yourself and you carry that through, that's the uniqueness. Like, that's you. No one can do that, you know? And so I think it's important that no matter what you do and no matter what you experiment with, you still can shine through it, you know?